Hello, everyone, and welcome back to This Week in Guns. It is brought to you by Patriot Patch Company and Primary Arms Company. The show offers commentary on the latest firearms industry news, information, and buzz. I am your host, Matthew LaRosiere, and I am here today with my co-host, Sean.
I'm here. Hello.
Hello.
Someone said that you cheated on me.
Yes.
Oh.
And I'll do it again.
No, that's fine. I'm okay.
It was Benjamin. I think his name was.
What's his last name? What's his last name?
Most literate.
I don't think that's it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Benjamin doesn't read, something like that. He's big into, he's into cars, but he only does on-road stuff. He doesn't like any of that dirty stuff. So he likes, sports cars, Miatas, that kind of thing. But yeah, he did a good job.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. He did a good job.
It's not what I heard.
Isn't it?
Yeah, someone said there was volume issues. I don't know. Here in the news back here, I don't know. Well, I didn't listen because you never want to listen when your girl cheats on you.
That's true.
Unless that's your kink, and I'm not shaming you for it.
Yeah, well, I would shame you if that was your thing, but anyway, no, we are all friends, and we are especially have the friends, Primary Arms.
They are friends, good friends.
Yep, and we've been. Sorry, were you in the middle of saying something?
I was just gonna say I'm actually gonna see the Primary Arms gang soon.
Yeah, you're going to the Spot show.
Yeah, I'm gonna whiskey and Big Brown cigar with them.
Ooh, Big Brown cigar.
Yeah,
that's the big thing.
Yeah.
But you know how every time we look at this website, I get tempted by the same gun.
Last time we were together.
Yes, last time we were together, I was heavily tempted by this gun.
The Century Arm Wasser M.
Yes, the one that takes Glock mags and all that. And I succumbed.
Oh, geez.
And I put a Glock 26 mag in it.
I figure if Primary Arms can convince you to buy something, they can convince anyone to buy something.
Right? That's how it should be.
Yeah. What do you think of that gun?
I think it's very interesting, and I am very much looking forward to giving it a try. I have not shot it yet, so I can't really pass judgment, but it's very pretty, and the price is right.
Cool, man. If someone wanted to also buy one of those, could they do that?
They could. They're available for sale online, and also there's a special promotion where if you get an optic from Primary Arms, and they've just released a new line of optics, and you put in code Foxtrot Romeo November, that's FRN for you non-NATO folks, you get a free mount. No, they won't actually come mount you. They will send you a metal device for your optic to attach it to your gun.
Let me cancel this order then.
You said free mount.
Yeah, I was already in the checkout. They actually did just come out, or just what's the word I'm looking for? They just announced a bunch of different new optics, and some of them actually look very cool to me. There's a 1-to-8 LPVO that I think is especially interesting.
Yeah, we got these available for pre-order. Are these new micro magnifiers?
Yeah, that was another one that I actually saw. Put that in front of a prism. Oh yeah,
and it's $149.99. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Where do you see these LPVOs?
I saw it in a thing that they sent out. I don't know when they'll be available. It was a public thing. They posted it.
Yeah.
Like on their Instagram.
They grammed it.
They put it on the gram. They did it for
did it all for the gram.
But I don't know how to find their Instagram suddenly. Oh, there it is. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. And a 1-to-8, 1-to-8, 1-to-10. Those are my jams right there.
Heck yeah, boys.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. So yeah, go check them out. And as always, check out frn.deal/PA for all of the latest and greatest promotional materials that we have available for you on our friends at Primary Arms.
I apologize if anyone hears my cough drop, but it's the only thing I don't know. I was sick for like a week last week, and I'm finally getting over it, but I don't want to cough in your ear. So if you do hear a cough drop, please do the polite thing and ignore it and pretend like
Yeah, people don't like it whenever we have things in our mouth because
right.
of the clicking or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to be good with it, and I put it up between my gum and my top teeth, and then it burnt me.
Mm.
So we're gonna go with it, and we're all gonna pretend like nothing's happening.
Yeah, well, I think it's fine.
Good.
Well, so first thing in the news today, speaking of things that are fine, we Forbes, our friends at Forbes, they are really good at headlines.
Yes.
Well, check this out. I mean, I think that says it all.
It really does say it all, and it's amazing.
And for our audio listeners, I will say it all. Open source terror. How the world's most dangerous crypto anarchist intends to neutralize Biden's proposed gun control regulations.
Oh yeah, crypto anarchy, bro.
And who are they talking about? Oh,
Oh, the guy
oh,
from Sugar Daddies or whatever.
yeah, the guy who totally designed the Liberator. He definitely designed that, right?
I
It
don't know.
it definitely wasn't someone else who did that. He definitely did that.
All
Um,
by himself.
oh, so and hold on. And so any of these stories that involve this gentleman, I always like to do something, and I oh, yeah, that didn't take long. We see how how long it takes before they get into talking about him, being a sex pervert.
Right, right, right.
Um,
Because
but it, it is what it is. That's actually a shockingly long amount of time. It was only a third of the way into the article
yeah,
that they seized on that opportunity.
good for
It does
them.
make you wonder why the community is tolerating this individual being propped up as some sort of
Yeah,
messiah, when there's that, obvious, goalpost that they just smash into every time.
yeah, yeah.
I've always noticed the media, like, will very aggressively roll out the red carpet um, for this guy, and you're like, "Well, why are they doing that?" Oh, right.
Because they get to say that he found a 16-year-old on Sugar Daddy Meat who said that she was 18. And
Yeah.
honestly, Cody Wilson did nothing wrong.
I mean, like, in a moral respect, yeah,
Yeah,
but here's the thing, when you are in the crosshairs, you gotta behave yourself.
it is true. It is true. But at the
But,
same
I
time,
mean, there's also a question, okay, let's dig into it. There is a question, right, as to whether you have the capacity to consent at 16, and, be right, that's an open question, and that's down to the individual, but being somebody who, you know, I guess still at my age, I continue to wonder whether I have the capacity to consent to anything. So, like,
yeah, well, I keep seeing this reel on Instagram that's like, uh, they're just out here letting me do whatever I want, completely unsupervised. Do they know how unsafe that is? I totally agree. But so here's the thing, right? He was on a website where, in order to enter the website, you have to verify that you're over 18 years old.
right.
Like, he didn't know. I, he was basically entrapped by this person. Uh,
Yeah.
and I guess,
Probably. That's probably the case.
yeah,
But still, I mean, when you're in the public spotlight, you just, you know, do like regular sex stuff,
yeah. I
like
mean,
do it normal.
yeah, yeah.
But
I mean,
that's my opinion.
you mean like not in the butt or what?
No, I mean, like, like not like seek out fringe experiences, you
uh,
know.
true.
But yeah, no, and probably like not in the butt either. And there's some states that still have, stuff on that.
All I know is if I was a crypto anarchist, I'd be looking to blur the lines too. That's all.
Uh,
I'm not, but if I was,
right. And I don't know what a crypto anarchist is, and I don't really care. But anyway, he's doing this thing. He's talking about how his new device is going to completely thwart Biden's attempt to get rid of, ghost guns, which what are you talking about? We aren't quite sure what they're doing yet. Of course, he's talking about, right, the framer receiver definition. We all know that the ATF is trying to crack down on 80% lowers and things like the polymer 80, stuff like that. So, Defense Distributed's push here, which makes a lot of sense, is to, oh my gosh, he's saying that it's a 0%.
Yes.
Which, all right, that's cool, right? How are they going to regulate a block of aluminum like this? Except it's not. Like when you look through this, this article tells you, they're speaking in very grandiose terms about how they're giving teeth to the revolution and all this stuff, and it's going to be unregulable. But then we look at their actual website that shows this stuff. Let me pull that up.
That's so weird. So it's like Federal did with the new 38 Super Carry. They're like the greatest invention that the concealed carry world has ever seen.
Right.
Yeah. Lackadaisical 9 mil. I don't, yeah.
I am really excited about that cartridge.
Are you? Of course you are.
Yes. I think it's really slick.
Do you?
Let's see here. Crump wrote about it. Do you not?
I think that there's good and I think that there's bad. I don't think that I'm their market.
What's wrong with it? You're always saying nay to everything. So,
in fact, I was actually one of the people saying yay. I'm a little bit either way. You know what? I'll add it to the show notes. We'll talk about it in a minute.
okay.
So that we don't sully the Defense Distributed.
Right. So yeah, I just pulled it up there. So they're getting rid of the 80% to make it unregulable, right?
Mhm.
And what you do is you just buy this non-receiver block of 6061 aluminum for $25. It's just a square block of aluminum.
Too easy.
Oh yeah, super easy. And then of course you got to buy the lower build kit.
Say what now?
Yeah, the lower. It's not. This is definitely not the exact same thing as getting an 80%.
Oh, so that part's all machined out, and then
Yeah, it's all machined out, and you just finish the other part.
you just super glue it together. Is that?
Well, you use one screw to attach the, the thing that takes the most force on the whole design, and yeah, it's really good. It's really.
And it's made out of 7075 T6 then, right?
No, it's 6061.
Oh, the weaker of the. Oh
yeah, the soft one.
Oh,
but it's only $85.
Which part?
Yeah, this piece.
Well, how much is the block? 25?
Yeah.
So $110 for something I'm going to do all the work on?
Yeah.
Well, then the machine's got to be like what, $200?
No.
I mean, how much can you, right?
Well, it's only a $500 down payment.
Oh yeah, $500. That's not bad. I pay $500 for that.
That's a down payment.
Whoa. How much is the rest of it?
We got to do some click. Oh, the full price of the unit is $2,500 before shipping.
Oh boy.
And of course, this doesn't have an actual spindle motor. It's kind of like a Dremel floating there, and that I don't know. This just, to me, this was always not the answer, right? Like this. I understand what they're doing with the 0% thing. They are working within the confines of the Ghost Gunner 3, which is a very cool thing, but it's a machine that's very limited in its, well, mainly its y-axis and z-axis.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was designed to carve out 80% lowers. Like that's what it was designed for. And so they're kind of like shoehorning in the best they can, right? Doing as much as possible on an AR. But the thing, like, to me, the only viable way forward is actually, having a real desktop CNC machine. Because, and, people always say, oh, well, but you don't want to have all those setups and stuff. Well, you're already going to have to set it up multiple times for the way they're doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have a terrible surface finish. And you might notice that the 0% lower build kit, it includes the magwell. And one of the important things there is, and a lot of people don't realize this, like, and one of the critical parts of an 80% lower is that the AR-15 magwell is a really critical part dimensionally. And it's very difficult to do with an end mill because in order to get those corners, you'd have to come there with like a preposterously tiny end mill.
Mm-hmm.
So these are usually broached. So what they're doing here is they've got this piece that would have the oblong setup, right? Because this trigger, the pistol grip screw comes in at an odd angle, and I don't know if they're broaching or machining the magazine well, but this makes it so the rest of the receiver is, it could be cut out of super glue, right? Or like industrial strength gorilla semen or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I just I'm massively underwhelmed when they came out with this 0%. What I thought they were going to do is a flat side, like a plate lower,
Mhm.
which has been done before, where you basically cut out of raw steel a bunch of flat sections and then you mush them together into a lower. And I thought that was going to be very cool. Uh,
Is this
but
one of those things though that maybe they don't really want people or care if people make a bunch of them, that it's just the idea is enough to cause fear in the heart of woke leftists?
I feel like the obvious answer, if you're a gun controller, is to just say, "Oh well, that's this an 80%."
Yeah.
That the lower build kit thing here that has all of the critical geometry that makes an 80%, right, which is the threads on the uh recoil tower
Mhm.
and the magwell. So I feel like if you're a gun controller, you just say, well, obviously that's the same thing.
Mhm.
So I don't feel like it changes the game at all.
Yeah.
um like, because what do you wind up doing then now on your ghost gunner? You wind up cutting out an AR-15 fire control pocket
Yeah.
and then now screwing it to some bullshit.
Right. But also, yeah, like I I don't know. I feel this is one of those instances where I'm like, "Oh, that's so lame that I must not understand." You know?
Yeah, and like, and I racked my brain on it because when I first saw it, I was like, okay, that's pretty slick. Because when they showed in the images, he's got this receiver held up, and I'm thinking that thing must have been all cut out on the GG3. No,
Not so much.
no, just that part in the middle that looks like a dog's breakfast. Yeah, that that part.
And is
Um,
the grandiose terminology used in the article, is it also repeated on his website where they sell it?
let's see.
'Cause I want, is it just hyperbole by the journalist in air
Well,
quotes?
so
Or
and these people are performance artists, right? Um, which is not a bad thing. And yeah, GG3 0% receivers, and he's got the little AR Infinite,
the age
and
of
then
0.
this thing. Um, learn more. World's first 0% receiver that you only have to buy, most of it from anyway. Allows you to mill a complete.
I
After milling the non-receiver block on the Ghost Gunner 3, your new 0% receiver is combined with the lower and buffer tower, sold together as a build kit to complete your AR-00 receiver.
I love the lower.
Yeah. In 2022, the ATF will attempt to ban the purchase of unserialized AR 80% lowers. At that time, Ghost Gunner's 0% receiver will become the only legal and affordable method of making an unregistered metal lower. The age of 80% is ending. The age of 0 has begun.
They're
I
not
love
wrong.
the unregistered. Who's who's registering semi-automatic guns?
Well, nah, bro. Like, if it's not registered, then the cops can't take it.
Right. But what is registered?
It's well, because when you go and you got to register the thing when you put it together. Or,
And this is the only legal homemade lower post 2022.
yeah, you got to go to the GMV and register that thing.
That's
It doesn't make any sense. Don't try to overthink it, but it was really funny in the moment.
it was. Yeah, it was. GMB. That's good.
The DMG, whatever.
The Department of Motor Guns.
Yeah.
Well,
Again, don't
yeah.
overthink it.
Yeah. But it's cool. I'm always glad to see them pushing. Um, I gotta calls it like I sees it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
And I
a
see
first step.
I see an 80% lower with extra steps is what I
Yes.
see. And
Yeah.
also a preposterous price increase.
Yeah. Let's see. At $110 per and a $2,500 machine, it's only going to take you.
Well, but then you need your setup blocks, which are
Oh,
$300.
oh, so what? Like 75,000 lowers to break even if you're selling them. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, you can't sell them.
Yeah.
Well, this is a hobby of rich men, apparently.
Yeah.
People who can go on sugardaddymeat.com.
Brutal.
Again, I don't care. It cracks me up that that's what they throw in every single article every single time.
Oh yeah, that I mean, it's unfortunate. I do like actually I don't it's hard to like say how you feel about it, right? Because my instinct is to say I feel for him, except I don't. Right. But
I mean,
it's
I
not
kind of do.
fair what's happening,
Yeah, I don't think they
probably.
did anything wrong. Mostly, probably.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's whatever happened, I don't care.
Yeah,
But it's like this is it's the goat fucker thing, right?
right, right.
You build 100 houses, they call you house builder, but you fuck one goat, it doesn't matter how many houses you build.
Right. Totally agree. That's exactly it. And again, I think that he was probably blameless in that situation for the most part of the things that would make people be like, "Ooh, he's gross." Like I think he's blameless in those. Whether you agree with him using the website or whatever the concept behind the website is, like that's a personal thing for
Yeah,
people.
I mean, I personally think that men who like are attracted to um like very younger women are
To be fair, I don't know that it was I the purpose of that website I don't believe was younger women. The purpose of that website was
right. Oh no, I'm just saying generally. No, it's like financial domination thing. But
exactly.
like and well that's like that's to me the activity of somebody who's broken, you know.
Yeah. 100% agree. I'm not here to kink shame anybody, but I think that he was taken advantage of and he had to pay a very heavy price for that.
Yeah. I mean, think about all of the other people though who can't afford the same lawyers he can and thus
Mhm.
do lose their gun rights,
Oh yeah.
which just something to think about.
Something.
Anyway, next up, finally, Sean, it's finally happening.
I'm ready.
Smart guns finally arriving in the US,
Oh, thank
seeking
God.
to shake up the firearms market.
I thought it would never happen. In fact, I'm still convinced that it'll never happen.
So there's this company, this Texas company. It's coming off the Lodestar gun,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
aimed at first-time gun buyers, retail for the low, low price of $895.
What?
And this company is made up of three boomers. Like I pulled up their website. One of them's a former Remington exec, but they've taken a Gen 3 Glock frame, a 3D printed one, and put in a bunch of nonsense, right? So they're saying that it will be, I don't think they've actually decided yet, but they're saying it'll be fingerprint using, special bracelet, and some other way of personalization, which is like the new like hot word for these types of guns.
Hmm.
It is very intriguing to me though, these pictures of this pistol. And I was looking at the rails,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, those look really familiar. Um, I determined they are familiar because I sell them. Um, and so I was like, wait a minute, they wouldn't have just taken that frame, would they? Um,
For their commercial product.
for their commercial product. And they certainly wouldn't have taken it from, you know, gun rights extremists. Oh no.
Oh God. Whoa.
Uh-oh. Oopsie.
Okay.
Anyway, it's definitely not stolen, so I wouldn't worry about that. They definitely didn't steal this gun. They are just simple entrepreneurs. They they have a simple goal. They want to screw over everybody in California and New Jersey and force them to buy their gun.
Yeah. That makes total sense. Wow. I'm like actually a little bit speechless. They're like, well, guys, designing guns turns out really, really effing hard. So why don't we just go download a gun? And
Yeah.
then,
And then we'll put some like Arduinos in it or something.
yeah. All I know is that every time I try to pay using my phone, that it doesn't go great. So I can only imagine.
These are our friends.
Okay. Wow. You said boomers and I laughed, but I actually realized now that you were dead serious.
No, we have Gareth Glasser, CEO.
Uh-huh.
Can't lead a firearms company as innovative as Lodestar without know-how in law and finance. And as a 30-year corporate executive, Gareth brings expertise in both. And we've got Ginger Chandler, Chief Tech Officer. She is from, she was SVP of Product Development at Remington Firearms and 7 years driving new product development at Smith & Wesson.
You may also know her from such successful things as the Smith & Wesson M&P 9 Easy Field. Some people have firearms in their blood is how her bio starts. That sounds really unhealthy.
Yeah, like on accident, okay, but
go to the doctor. He's like,
yeah, go to the doctor. Get them out of there. They're expensive, And then we have
you got fire.
But don't worry, it's okay. They're pro gun. Former infantry officer.
Oh, good.
Don't worry about it.
Finally, expert.
He has always known the stakes when it comes to firearms.
Okay. Wow.
This is just an insane, right? And I've talked about it before on here, but I actually have the first smart gun. I have one of the first smart guns that were ever sold in the US, and it was the Armatix IP1. And it had a similar stupid watch thing. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, that's not surprising at all.
And like, it was declined to be considered subject to New Jersey's law because it wasn't actually personalized, because anyone with the bracelet could shoot it, and also anyone with a magnet could shoot it. So well, for one, I can't wait to see how this gets, like, whatever version of the technology they use gets broken, because I'm sure it's all jelly bean stuff. I mean, they've clearly got very good engineers and stuff, being that they were totally able to design their own frame.
Mm-hmm. You ever just wonder if it's just some lazy dude over there who's like, man, I'm not into this, man. Hold on 1 second. He's like, what app do I even use to edit this? Can you imagine the call between Ginger? It's Gareth. Drop everything. We're gonna do hood rat shit.
How about you want to just own New Jersey, the whole market?
Yes,
we got one of them 3D printers.
So I went to their Instagram. They
Yeah.
have 18 followers, so clearly they need to hire
That's a lot for a smart gun company.
Yeah, actually. I don't get it, man. I understand why. I don't understand why a gun person would think, someone with firearms in their blood would be like, yeah, you know what? This is a problem that needs to be solved, because clearly 100% of murders using firearms are done with stolen guns. Right? 100%. Yeah.
No, it's literally all of them.
Yeah, every single one of them.
I mean, I've never heard of a...
Trust the science.
I've never heard of one that wasn't. Have you?
No, I've never
ever heard of a single murder committed with a non-stolen gun.
I
challenge you, name one.
Yeah, just one. That's all.
Bet you can't.
But if I want smart gun technology, which I don't want a bunch of like firearms executives from Remington and this guy who's got 30 years of experience as a corporate executive. Like, that's not who I want running that company. I want Cody Wilson. Right, crypto anarchist Cody Wilson. That's who I want running that company.
The smart gun company.
If it's gonna happen, right?
Like the guns on the blockchain.
I want a gun person, not Jimmy Buffett's hockey team.
Jimmy Buffett's uncle's real estate agent.
Right. Do you think that at some point the smart gun technology will be like functional and mainstream?
It could be. Only with law. But the problem is all of the people who want to make smart guns are not gun people.
Right.
And so they have no experience with gun design. And so they wind up making a like fundamentally broken gun.
Yeah.
Because designing guns is more art than science at this point.
Yeah. Like,
so,
I think we would probably come up with a pretty badass smart gun.
I could totally do it. Yeah, we could totally do it 100%. Yeah. But I won't.
No, because this is something that you may have to use to defend your life someday in a split second.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna take a video with the Armatics one. I've got to show it to you. You got this huge watch, and it's in the video. I'm gonna be like, oh, an intruder. Let me activate the gun menu, and you literally have to pull up the gun menu, and then you put in your 6-digit passcode with the 4 buttons on the edges of the watch, and then you pick how much gun time you need.
Right. Yes.
Then you submit the gun time.
Yeah,
and of course, if you press one button wrong at any point, it'll lock the gun.
But you've forgotten the most important thing: 2-factor authentication. So you're going to have to get a text to your phone, and then you got to put the code into the gun watch.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No, that'll do it. That'll do it.
I'm out.
You know what the way to do it would be? No, I'm not going to say it because I know the way to do it, and it would be.
It's like a red dot, like a shake awake. It's just, it's on always. It's always on. The only way to turn it off is to take out the batteries.
I can immediately think of a way that they could pull this type of nonsense that would mostly function the way they want it to, but I refuse to utter it.
Good.
So next up, there's a high school in Umatilla, which is a middle of nowhere in Central Florida. They were doing a gun raffle.
Nice.
We need more senior families to help sell gun raffle tickets.
Yeah.
It's a fundraiser. They were raffling off an AR-15 to help the local high school, and Karen heard about it.
Wow.
People have been voicing their opinions after the gun raffle was shared on Facebook, with some saying it is a good idea, while others worrying mixing guns in school sends the wrong message. Shocked, Ashley Klasky said. I mean, I was not even aware of it. She's part of a parent. She's the parent of a student at the high school and was upset to learn about a post by a private group raffling off a gun to benefit the school.
I mean, first of all, how dare them? How dare you try to help the school? The school doesn't need help.
No, they take way too much from the property taxes already. They need to fire more people. But I mean, Sokalski has an interesting thing here. You know, she says, I'm totally against it. I mean, with all these school shootings and everything, why are you raffling a gun? Like, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, you like every single day, another shooting in a school every day. No, actually, I think I'm wrong there. I think it barely ever happens. And statistically, it's almost an anomaly.
1 in 11.6 million is your yearly chance of dying in a mass casualty shooting.
I think that's worse than my odds of winning the lottery.
It's comparable. It's also significantly less likely than your risk of death every time you unwrap a Werther's Original and put it in your mouth.
Exactly. Speaking of.
I don't have statistics for cough drops, mind you.
Yeah. I'm just going to take the risk, I think. So why do people get upset about stuff like this? It's not like win the gun raffle, take the gun to school.
Yeah, we'll be presenting it in PE
Yeah,
in fourth
like,
period.
it's, hey, we're trying to do a thing. I've got this
Yeah,
thing that has some intrinsic value to some other person,
yeah.
and I'm trying to sell raffle tickets to raise money, and then one person will win that thing, and then I take that money and I give it to make the school better for all the students and the
You
families that.
look, you can do that as long as it's something I like.
Yeah.
I think that's what Miss Sakalski was thinking.
Yeah, like, look, Ashley, I'm not telling you that you can't do your OnlyFans. Just like, leave
Yeah,
us alone.
yeah, you can do whatever. You can raffle like I don't know how many if you got gift cards for that.
Yeah,
Raffle them.
yeah. I don't.
But yeah, I was I think that there's one thing that we can learn from all this. It's that beggars can be choosers.
Yes. You know what? I have nothing else to say after that. It's so succinct and perfect.
Yep. Yep. That's me. Succinct and perfect. What my exes called me.
Mm,
No, they didn't.
yeah.
Anyway, you remember the drama over there's consistent drama over the rare breed triggers. First they're suing the ATF and then they're suing Big Daddy Unlimited.
Yeah.
Well,
And the
this
DOJ.
and the yeah. Yep. They do a lot of suing, which is fine by me. But everyone was I remember we talked about it when the Big Daddy WOT and like this other trigger that were, very similar came out on the market. And we felt like this was a concerted attack. It's like, oh, ATF, you're gonna stop us? Okay, well, good luck here, 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 here. And then we see, oh, no, Rare Breed suing all them.
So I think that patents are very often stifling.
Yeah.
And I think that I've railed on many Firearms Radio Network shows about how damaging they can be and how like some of the stuff just does not make sense. Wow. Are you okay?
Yeah, I dropped something.
It sounds like it broke.
No, I didn't.
Okay, good.
My espresso cup. It's fine,
Oh,
everybody. See?
Thank God.
It's okay.
Oh, it's a tiny coffee cup.
I really like this cup. So I was
Yeah.
upset. But I'm fine now.
Everything's okay.
Yeah.
So I think that sometimes I'm not saying that they're always bad. Sometimes I think they do some good. But I think that sometimes they're also very ridiculous, especially like some utility patents that I've seen and talked about on shows, and things are bad. But in this case, Rare Breed, and I've changed my opinion on them. At first, I was like, haha, losers, whatever. But then I kind of understood a little bit more, and I fully admit I was wrong. I think that I was wrong in my initial assessment of them and that company, because I was like, how is that not a select fire trigger? Like, how is it not? And even now, I think it still might be considered that. However, like in the when it came out in the eyes of the law and based on the stuff that we had, it was not select fire. So yes, they were kind of pushing the envelope a bit, but good. I think that we need to continue to push the envelope always, anytime and always.
Yeah, why
So,
not?
so then a company that I really hate, Big Daddy Unlimited.
And why do you hate them?
We've talked about them so many times.
Yeah, but just say it real quick for everybody.
bad
And because I enjoy
experience.
reliving drama.
They sponsored a gun buyback in their state of Florida and then said that they didn't sponsor it, said they were just there to do safety. But then I was like, well, would the cops put you on the flyer if you were there to undermine the thing that in which they're trying to do? Probably not. So shut up with your stupid lying faces. And then they released the wide open trigger as soon as Rare Breed gets, their shit pushed in by the DOJ and the ATF, and they're served with all that. And now they're fighting this multi-front battle. And Big Daddy's just like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and put this thing out that clearly infringes on their patent because they're otherwise occupied, and why not? We're going to fill this market space.
Well, and also no one's quite sure who owns the rights here. But
To the wide open
US
trigger.
well, to that like design, because apparently it's all based on this other thing. But in any event,
Yeah.
District Court Judge Robert L. Hinkle certainly thought he knew where things stood because he awarded a preliminary injunction against Big Daddy Unlimited and Wide Open Enterprises. So this is basically where before the lawsuit is actually tried, the court steps in and tells one of the parties, all right, cut it out. You're not allowed to do that anymore until we're all done. Okay. So you have to put your toys back.
Yeah.
It's not a very common result. You have to demonstrate a high likelihood of success on the merits and that you will be irreparably harmed if you do not get the preliminary injunction. So,
which I think is fair, right? Rare Breed, their product is a trigger. That is what they sell.
Yeah, and it is ostensibly the same thing. The one thing that's interesting here is that this is a big win for Rare Breed, in their action. But I wonder what's the real benefit to the public, because Rare Breed is currently under C&D. They're not pumping these things out. So
oh no, that's not true. Actually, they're selling like 250 a day or something like that.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
So okay, yeah, no, I guess they. All right, never mind.
Yeah,
I know they'd stopped for a period.
No, they're shipping big time, I believe. So Wide Open Triggers is now not even online anymore.
Yeah, they're not allowed. The Fudge said they're not allowed.
Yeah. So I think that you have a difference of opinion than I do here. Tell me why.
I don't believe in IP generally unless I'm using it as a sword to harass one of my enemies. And so I think that, right, if this is one of those things where it's like we're pushing the envelope, I think the best result is to get as much of it out as possible. And so, maintaining a monopoly on yourself is just not ideal. It's not an ideal result. I mean, if it were me, and I don't know what they tried to do in the background, right? Like, and I've talked to the Rare Breed guys a few times. They're cool, really good. I like them. Floridians, good guys. But we haven't talked about, recently, so I don't know what's went on. If it was me, I would have tried to say, all right, we're gonna, what you did, Big Daddy. Okay, Dad, you know what you did. So we're gonna let you keep doing it, but you're gonna cut us a royalty check.
In his video today that I saw, he actually addresses that and said, look, we reached out to him. We tried to come to terms and they just
didn't.
Yeah. Shined us on.
Well, that does kind of sound like Big Daddy, which is stupid. So it does seem like they might have, been backed into a corner. I'm glad you watched that video because I don't want to say anything bad about them, but I totally believe that they would have tried to do that. I also totally believe that Big Daddy is the type of underhanded bad Floridians that would just ignore such.
Agreed. And then I try to put myself, I'm like, okay, is it because I despise Big Daddy so much? Is that why I feel this way? And I'm happy for this win, even though it kind of, it's not what's best for the citizenry. And I'm like, well, what if a company that I like did it?
Great.
But I truly think that I would still think it's kind of a dick move.
It is totally unquestionably 100,000% a dick move.
Okay.
Yeah, like 100,000%. And that I might not believe in IP stuff, but those are the rules of the game and everybody's meant to play by the same rules. So I honestly can't fault them, especially given that information that they tried to come to an agreement. Because if you do, like, even if somebody's infringing your product, if you write them a license, you still have all your rights.
Right.
Like, so that's an interesting way to handle it. Like, so, I've seen situations where a company couldn't afford to fight to protect their IP.
Mm-hmm.
And so, somebody had used one of their works, right? And so afterwards, they, when they found out about it, they sent them an email granting them a license for free. They said, hey, you've got a free license to use that. It's revocable by us at any time. Enjoy.
Interesting.
Well, so now it's not infringing conduct. It's under license.
Right.
So you don't get to say that you're just letting your stuff fly away.
Interesting.
So, like, stuff like that is cool. But if they don't, if you're like, hey, give us, you know, give us a third of the profit, a half the profit, or whatever, and they just ignore you. Well, and also coming from Big Daddy's perspective, the heck were you thinking? What'd you think was going to happen? Now you're not allowed to do anything.
Right. Yeah. All that product, like they're
Yeah.
not allowed to import it. They're not allowed to nothing.
Yeah, you're just not allowed.
Yeah, not allowed
I
to
bet they wish they had responded to those emails now.
Yeah. In fact, in the Rare Breed video from the president or CEO of the company or whatever, he even mentions at the end of it, in which right after he talks about, well, right before he talks about, trying to work with Big Daddy Unlimited on this, that, if anyone out there wants to license that technology, like please send email to this address. They'll forward it to me. I'm willing to listen to anybody's ideas that they have to do these things. And
yeah, I did read some weird thing though about how Rare Breed's trigger was licensed from someone else and how that same person licensed it to Big Daddy, but it was all on a, I don't really trust it. So I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I will dig into it. Actually, I won't.
yeah,
there are other things going on.
One of my friends commented on the video and it popped it in my timeline.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'll watch this. If that person watched it, I'm going to watch it too.
Yeah.
And so I was just sitting here watching it.
Homie's got taste.
Yeah. I was like, I trust that dude's opinion. If he's watching this, maybe I should watch it.
It must be good. That guy only watches good stuff.
He only watches the best of stuff.
Hey, this isn't hentai. What gives? Guess I'll keep watching.
But yeah, I don't know. It is an interesting conundrum, and I fully shit on Rare Breed in the beginning, and I was wrong. And before any of this other stuff ever happened, I was wrong, and I've admitted it many times.
Yeah, no, and when I looked at it, I was like, no, I like really think this is legally semi-automatic. Like, I really do.
Yeah,
I do think it's horrible to shoot. I think it's a miserable trigger. You've shot one, right?
No, actually.
Oh, it's terrible.
I believe it.
It's the worst trigger slap you've ever felt in your life.
Right, because it's painful, I imagine, right? It's
pushing. Yeah, no, because the whole bolt is like going wham. Yeah.
You're like, ah!
And I mean, it's only for like a couple of millimeters, but it's like you feel like it's happening. Like it's really happening there.
Yeah. There's some guns I've shot like that I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, the semi-automatic Mac guns, and
I think that's actually the one that I was thinking of. Yeah,
and early Romanian AKs would punch your finger hard.
Yeah, I'm like, my finger's the one that does the punching, mister.
I wonder if that 9mm Romanian AK thing I bought is going to trigger slap.
Hope so.
I feel like it is. Well, hopefully.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then, see. So you, what day do you get into SHOT Show?
I'm not going.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why?
Why?
Because all the cool people are not going. That's why I'm going.
Well, yeah, nobody offered to take me, so
boo.
I wasn't gonna, pay my own way.
Do we have time to launch a GoFundMe to bring Matt to Vegas?
I mean, yeah, but like, what am I gonna do?
I don't know.
Like, all right, guys, if you pay for my flight and the insanely expensive hotel for Vegas, I will wander around and just ask annoying questions to the manufacturers.
I like this idea.
But
when will this?
I'm not doing it on my own.
No, I'm going. And actually, so
I wish I was going, but I'm invited. I can go if I want to, but
yeah. I wasn't gonna go. And then I heard of all the big companies kind of pulling out and stuff, and then a bunch of people I know not going. And I was like, oh, well, in that case, I'm absolutely going, because those big companies, all they are is boomer traps that like get in my way, so I can't actually talk to the companies I actually care about.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't care if SIG goes. I don't stop by SIG's booth. I don't give a crap about SIG's booth. I don't care about Glock's booth. I never care
SIG's
about
booth.
Glock's
Sucks.
Yeah. They're annoying.
It takes up so much space, and there's just like, and no one there knows a damn thing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Beretta's not going. Wonderful. Thank
Oh,
you.
I don't get to see the new shotgun.
Like, these are all great things because the
Yeah.
companies that are going are the companies that really need to go, and the companies
Yeah.
that really need to go are the companies that are like, hey, yeah, we would love to come on your podcast.
Yeah, or we'll send you that. Yeah.
Or, yeah, we'll send you a product to test out. Like, those are the every
Now I
year
want to go.
for 9 years. This is my ninth SHOT Show. They have we've tried to find the diamonds in the rough, and now I think that the diamonds in the rough will be much more easily accessible and visible, and I'm kind of excited about it. Actually, I shortened my trip by 2/3.
Mm.
Normally we go from Saturday to the following Sunday, so what, days basically in
Mhm.
Las Vegas, and we're just like worn out, we're broken after that long in Vegas. But this time I'm just going Sunday. I'm going to range or industry day at the range on Monday. I'll be on the floor the Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I'm out Thursday morning. So I think it might be my favorite shot of all time, unless Omicron gets me.
Yeah, unless you get yanked
Yeah,
from existence from this plane by Omicron, the nomad soul.
exactly, exactly. So yeah,
Well, I'm hoping for that, man. I'm hoping that it turns out good.
yeah. I was like, you're hoping that I get yanked from Omicron?
No, I'm hoping that you're right.
Then you would be with Ben every day.
I have other friends.
I appreciate Ben filling in for me.
Ben is cool.
Ben is cool. Ben is
Yeah.
actually the producer of this show. It just so happens.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, no, I knew that.
Yeah, he's the guy that gets paid to produce the show.
Yeah, he told me, and you told me because you
Yeah.
kept saying text Ben, and before I had met him, I was like, text who?
Yeah, you're like, oh, where do I find a Ben?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Um,
So this let's just cover this real quick. We've got some suspicious stuff.
yeah,
It's going to be happening. Suspicious looking military activity is expected in 21 North Carolina counties. Here's why. This is Robin Sage training, and it's going to involve students of the Special Guerrilla Warfare Unit and the Green Berets, and they're going to be with 500 military and civilian support personnel, as well as 150 members of the general public, and they're going to participate in exercises, and they're going to be training in unconventional warfare as freedom fighters, and they're going to fight OP4 and on this guy's lawn. This guy said that we were allowed to play there.
yeah. He said no
we could
Fourth
go.
Amendment in my lawn, boys.
Yeah, he said we're allowed, and yeah, so and they do that.
Right?
Yeah, and this is apparently a thing that's been going on for a long time, but like I don't know if they always include like random people.
Sometimes, yeah. Usually like for oppositional forces and stuff like that. By the way, I just said Fourth Amendment. I meant third. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
You didn't even correct me. You're just like, oh, wait till everyone laughs.
Well, as I was thinking, what are they stealing? But whatever.
Search and seizure.
Yeah, this is going to span 50,000 square miles in a woods of North Carolina.
Now, I know that they do guerrilla warfare and stuff, but this one is like a citizen soldiers kind of type thing.
Yeah, it's really odd.
That just and they call them freedom fighters, and they look like Bubbas in the back of trucks and stuff. And I'm like, this is Red Dawn cosplay.
Yeah, it's really lame. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I'm just like, this. What are they training for, man?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's all kinds of reasons that they would need to be trained to fight, in an area that's strategically significant in the United States. There's all kinds of reasons.
Is there?
Yeah.
The only one I can think of.
What if there's a hurricane?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Good what point. If the power's out? Who's going to protect your roads?
Yeah. That makes total sense. And Robin Sage, it's like Jade Helm, just the name of the operation. And also some girl in Pittsburgh. I just Googled
Robin
it.
Sage is the name of it's apparently some guy who he broke out of a Nazi camp after like 12 attempts.
Interesting.
So it's named after him. That's kind of cool to break out of jail.
It is. It is. So I don't know, just like the way they're doing it and the way everything is, and it just seems very interesting to me. And I don't recall seeing any training exercises that looked similar to this, and talk about the Pineland Freedom Fighters being the group that they're going up against. And I'm like,
The
uh,
Pineland
yeah,
Freedom Fighters.
like Chris, is that
Oh,
uh,
Piney Chris.
yeah. So keep your eye out if you're in North Carolina for Robin Sage exercises that are going to be coming up very
Yeah,
soon.
there's gonna be blinks and there's gonna be the occasional flare. That's what it says on the news.
Yeah. And there's like a lot of news about it in the Charlotte Observer. There's like
The
15 articles over the last couple months.
very reputable Charlotte Observer. But you know what's real reputable news?
What's that?
I get all of my news from Patriot Patch Corporation.
If you can't print it on a patch, I don't need to know it.
Yeah, it takes too long. Not interested.
Exactly. Honestly, yes. It's no longer tweets being the quickest, most efficient form of communication. Now it's patches.
That's right.
You ain't ready for this Yeti.
Yeti. Or this A1.
2 world wars.
Two World War.
the Yeti is a veteran of GWAT and 2 world wars. I like
I'm
it.
with you, Yeti.
Look at you. We got
Yep.
fancy. We got fancy.
This is my Remington Rand.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna put sweetheart grips on it.
I love it.
It's gonna be bad.
Patches. Oh, did you see I posted on Instagram my patch wall? I just moved it and updated it.
You did?
It's 8
No, I
feet
didn't.
tall and 5.5 feet wide. And it is
That's a lot. And it's full?
full to the brim.
Whoa. Bussin'.
Look on my Instagram. You'll see.
What are you
it.
gonna do next?
I just got 2 more patch panels in today from Amazon, and I'm going to start filling those up. And then it'll be almost 8 feet wide by 8 feet tall.
It's a lot of feet.
That's a lot of feet.
It's a lot of feet.
And I'm going to try to fill both the new ones with patches that I steal from SHOT Show. PatriotPatch.co.
Go check them out. Coupon code TWIG10.
Boom.
All right. Thank you guys for coming. Have a good one, and we will see you next week.
Robin Sage.